Hello and welcome to a session I'm calling Pilates Deep Stretch. You will need a mat, a towel, perhaps a pillow. I am also using a squishy ball and a loop band, which is optional. You don't need to use these. You could substitute other things, a pillow or a yoga block for the squishy ball. Bend the knees, bring the feet on the mat. And let's try these windshield wiper twists from side to side, dropping the knees. Both knees into the chest, wrapping arms around the legs. Let's rock it out across the low back. Keeping one knee in, stretch the other leg long, knee to chest, and we'll use the arms to circle that top leg 4 or 5 times, and then the other direction, warming up through the hips, pelvis, low back. Crossing that knee over the body, opening up the same side arm in the opposite direction. Let's breathe deeply into this rotation. Taking that top leg and extending and bending 4 times. Keeping the stretch active. And then hold here, leaning into the stretch, breathing in. Slowly return to center. Keep that knee bent and foot down as the opposite extended leg lifts to the sky and hovers to the ground, flexing up and pointing down. Hands behind the head will add an ab curl as we continue that leg motion. Precise and controlled, looking forward to the thigh, to the kneecap. And now cross that foot over the opposite knee and let's twist to the other side. I'm using the hand to press the top leg away, creating more stretch in the side body and hip. Return to center and hold underneath onto that hamstring, drawing both legs closer to the body and rocking side to side, stretching through hips and glutes, hamstrings and back. Extend that leg up higher to the ceiling, pointing and flexing, and reposition where you're holding that leg, moving the hands to the calf. Reach the tailbone long. Pointing and flexing the foot. And releasing the legs down. And now leg number 2, draw that knee in for knee to chest stretch, circling the top foot around. Using the arms to create a circular motion in the entire leg, both directions 4 or 5 times. Hips will move. And move that knee across the body into a twist. Extend the arm away from that twisting leg, looking away and breathing in, down the spine, through the back to the tailbone, to the sitting bones. That top leg will extend and bend. Keep it in motion, keep the breath connected. And find that twist one more time. Return to the center, hands behind the head, and that extended leg is going to lift and lower. Flex the foot, point the toes. Maintain neutral spine. Just a little assistance from my personal trainer, Baloo here. Adding the ab curl. Adding the ab curl as we lift the leg up, lowering it down. And then cross that leg over the opposite knee and let's twist the other way, seeing if that top foot can come to the ground and using the opposite hand to push into that top inner thigh, creating space in the waistline and hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Return to the center. Let's pull that bottom foot closer in, bringing hands around that hamstring and rocking it out side to side. Breathe in to the hips and glutes and back. Stay relaxed and calm no matter what might be going on around you. And now extend that top leg, pointing and flexing. And switching where the hands are holding, perhaps a little higher up to the calf muscle, towards the ankle, or continue to hold the hamstring. Try to keep the tailbone long, low back, neutral. And release, total body stretch. Interlace the fingers, press them up and overhead. Lifting both legs up into tabletop, neutral spine. Let's do some toe taps down, alternating one leg and then the other. Arms into a T shape, moving into single leg stretch, extending one leg out, other leg tabletop. And switch, and breathe. Both legs straight as we move into scissors, neutral spine. We can inhale, reach arms up to the sky. And add scissoring arms and scissoring legs. Option to lift head, neck, and shoulders looking forward or keeping the head down. Reach both arms and legs to the sky and let's do some adduction and abduction. Taking the legs wider than the mat, bringing them back in. The arms are alternating. When the legs come in, the arms go wide. When the legs go wide, the arms come in. And if you can, some pointing and flexing in the feet. Flex on the way out, point on the way in. And find butterfly, soles of the feet together, rocking it out side to side. Place the butterfly legs down into the ground, hands onto the abdomen. Take a moment to breathe. Recenter. And stack both legs to the side into a twist. Reaching away from those legs. Take time for the hips and glutes to release. Sometimes they are holding the legs in a position, and through the breath, those muscles start to relax and release. Slow motion through the center. Let's take both legs stacked on top of each other to side number 2. Reach away, create openness across the front of the shoulder and chest. Draw breath into the body, and as you exhale, soften around the hips, waistline, glutes, pelvis. Come back to the center. Hug the knees in for a moment. I'm going to find that loop band, bringing the legs inside. So the loop band is just around the calves. Parallel legs, extend them up to the ceiling. Little openers pulsing out and out. Hands behind the head. You can add an ab curl, curling up. You can even do this move without the band. Band is creating a little bit of resistance for those abductors outside of the hips. Curl up a little higher, and let's add a bend in the knee. Try to keep the knees as wide as the ankles. Bend and stretch. Inhale, exhale. Pull the belly button in. Maintain ab curl. And lower it down. Bringing the band around the wrists now. Reach the arms up and pull some resistance, widening the arms as we scissor the legs. One is hovering above the ground, the other one is actively up to the sky. And switch and switch. Band is widening with each exhale. And both legs down, reach the arms overhead, keep the band in place as we roll up to sitting. Inhale at the top. Exhale, tuck tailbone, roll through the spine. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale on up. And next exhale, rolling through the spine, moving on that exhale breath. Inhale, tall at the top. Exhale, roll down and inhale at the bottom. Widen the arms. Use that resistance in the band as you exhale. Create strength in the shoulders, width across the shoulder blades. More core connection. Staying at the top. And coming into puppy pose. Got some knee support with a pillow under the kneecaps. Gliding the hips forward from the knees, curling toes into the ground, reaching arms out so the chest drops, the chin drops, looking forward. You can also look down. This is quite an intense pose. Deep back bend. Huge stretch for the chest and shoulders. And even though it might not be the most comfortable position, try to stay calm and cool and collected with your mind, with your breathing. Walk hands in and find your way into plank pose. Next breath, let's pike the hips up into downward dog. Heels drop, arms extend, biceps by the ears. Exhale, pull abdominals in. Press those legs long. Leaning a little bit side to side. Walking hands back, reach for opposite elbows. Let's dangle and sway. Stay balanced. Heels planted. Let the arms drop. And then just dropping the hands to the feet, to the mat. And I'm doing some supination and pronation with my legs, knees, feet. So just rolling from big toes to baby toes. Seeing how that feels through the legs and hips. Come to center and walk it back out into your plank. Using that pillow under the knees, you can stay in your plank or you can modify drop knees. We'll do a round of push-ups here. I've got wide elbows, hands are mat width apart, keeping head and neck in line with the spine. Inhale to bend and exhale to push up, straightening the arms. Keep the legs fairly still. Keep the core connected. Going for 10 to 12. Happy thoughts. And sit back to the heels. Rest and recover. Let's come into a seated position with crossed legs. I'm sitting up on top of a pillow, hands on the knees, circles with the pelvis, leaning forward, leaning to the side, rounding back, and the other side. Great for circulation and digestion, great for hip release, mobility. Keep breathing, allowing the body to flex and extend. And let's reverse the direction. About 8 times one way, then the other. Shoulders relaxed. Move from the hips. Incorporate the breath. Find your way back to the middle. Let's roll those shoulders up, back, around, and down. Fingertips on the shoulders. Move from those elbows, lifting to the ceiling, opening up back and behind you and down, circling, opening. And then just bring the fingers to the temples at the side of the head and let's close and open those elbows. See if the elbows can barely touch in front of you and then open back. Chest opener, shoulder blade, activator. Move hands behind the head, let the back of the head press into the palms. Drop one elbow down and one elbow up as we laterally flex from side to side. Try to keep the legs quiet. Look up, leaning back. I'm just making some vowel shapes, getting a stretch through the jaw and neck area. Wide elbows, supported back bend. Return to the center and press those palms to the sky, interlaced fingers, nod chin in. Arms drop halfway down into a T-shape, fingertips lift to the sky, and we drop one ear to the shoulder and then the other. And switch and switch. Keep the arms steady in space. Maybe you can lift the fingertips higher. More wrist flexion. And just swaying those arms, crossing in front and opening. A little sway and sweeping action, which moves into a big open inhale, lifting up and exhale, opening arms down. Inhale, sit tall as we lift up. And exhale, let it go, arms drop. Few more times, closing our practice, integrating some deep stretching with some Pilates-inspired movement, hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time.